Hello and welcome back to my channel, Veritas as a Guy. 28 million US dollars worth of diamonds disappeared from a bank in Europe. And in particular, a high-value corporate client trusted the bank and went to ABN AMRO Bank in Antwerp in Belgium and deposited 28 million US dollars worth of diamonds at the bank. The corporate client trusted the bank, and in specific, the bank said to the client that the diamonds will be safe there. It's deposited into the bank's vault, and the safety deposit boxes are highly secure. Everything went well for a while, and all of a sudden on a Monday morning, ABN AMRO Bank contacted the customer back and said the 28 million US dollars worth of diamonds disappeared, and they believe that the diamonds were stolen. The client was shocked, disappointed, and then asked the bank to continue with an internal review to understand what happened. Now, ABN AMRO Bank in Antwerp, Belgium, commenced with an internal review to understand what happened in this matter. The bank's review established that apparently they had another customer that was a customer for approximately 1 year. And the previous Friday, this customer was allowed into the bank's vault and access into the safety deposit boxes. And apparently this customer was also depositing assets at this particular bank. The review further found that this customer operated on a fake passport, and that this customer was a customer for the bank for approximately 12 months, and it is a customer that speaks with an American accent and that is between the ages of 55 and 60 years old. And the bank now claims that after this customer left the safety deposit box section, the 28 million US dollars worth of diamonds disappeared. Now this is a very intriguing case because it was not just simple diamonds. It was not a couple of wedding rings that was stolen. It was 28 million US dollars worth of diamonds of the highest purity and quality. In specific, these diamonds were 120,000 carat diamonds. So the grade was 120,000 carats of diamonds. That is extremely high. It is some of the highest carat that you can find. For example, some wedding rings have a carat grade of 0.5 carat, and then it's a very expensive ring with a diamond. Some rings only have 0.3% carat. So this was very exclusive diamonds. It was of the highest grade of diamonds that was held by a local diamond cutting company in Antwerp in Belgium. Now in this case, the bank is supposed to act and they're supposed to help the client. In many of these cases where funds were removed, unauthorized withdrawals from customer accounts, in certain cases the banks just shift the blame and they leave the customer alone to try and figure out where the money went. This happens very often where the customers are left alone and the banks just wipe their hands clean and they say it was not our fault, it was the negligence of the client. But in this particular case, it does appear as if this bank did try to help the customer. After they completed their internal review, they handed the matter over to local authorities, and they put out a $2 million reward for the apprehension of this individual. Now, to go a bit deeper, when they commenced with the review of this case, the authorities, they had to put together a sketch of the individual that apparently removed the diamonds without authorization. You can see in this picture here, the local authorities put together this sketch of the individual that they are seeking. This is apparently how this individual looked, and this forms part of the search for this individual and the diamonds. But the question now comes up, is it enough to just hand the matter over to authorities and leave the customer alone and let the customer try and search and try and figure out, who took these diamonds, Is that enough? Further questions, and why was this allowed to happen in the first place? Apparently these banks in Europe boast these very, very high standards of security and trust and so forth. But the question is, if this bank's security in trust is so high, why was it necessary for authorities to bring in an artist to put together a sketch of the individual that was inside of this bank's vault? If it's such a high security and high trust bank, for example, why did the bank not provide a video footage of the individual's face where he was inside of the vault? That is the bare minimum that should have been done here, right? Is that not the bare minimum that a bank should deploy when they look after millions and millions of customers' funds, gold, diamonds, cash, or important documents? So I do find this a bit odd and a bit strange that the bank was not able to provide a video image of the customer's face inside of the vault. Further questions that needs to be asked here, and the customer is left all alone, but these critical questions and these critical safety measures should have been put in place. For example, why did the bank allow that customer access into the vault with no person accompanying him? For example, this customer was allowed free access into the bank's vault where all of the safety deposit boxes are. Why was this allowed? And when this individual was inside of that bank's vault with all of the safety deposit boxes, he could do whatever he wants. We don't even know how long this customer was allowed into this vault. So this is a bit strange that the customer was allowed free access inside of the bank's vault and no banker to accompany him. Another question to ask is, why did the bank not install CCTV footage inside of the bank's vault? Why did the bank not have cameras in the safety deposit boxes? This is very strange. Almost all banks has safety deposit boxes. All banks have security cameras inside these vaults, and all banks have security cameras in these safety deposit boxes. So the question comes up, if they did have security cameras inside of this vault? Did it not work on this day? Or did it not work at all? Or did their security cameras not work on this particular day? And if those cameras did not work on this particular day, why only on this day? There should be answers given over why there is no security footage available in this case here. Another question to ask is, why was there no scratches on the inside of the vault, and why was there no scratches on the safety deposit boxes? Surely if this was an outsider and he had to gain access to those safety deposit boxes, he had to have some hardcore tools to scratch open and to dig into these safety deposit boxes. Surely those safety deposit boxes should be scratched and damaged. Maybe he had to use a wheel spanner to break open these safety deposit boxes. So why was there no scratches? Why was there no signs of forced entry into these safety deposit boxes? This is very strange. This is very odd. And if there was forced entry, surely the bank should have heard something, you know. You can't just, these safety deposit boxes are inside a stainless steel vault. And inside the stainless steel vault, usually they have stainless steel, military grade stainless steel safety deposit boxes. It should have been very hard to break open a safety deposit box. So I do find this a bit questionable that access was gained so easily into these safety deposit boxes. Another question to ask is, how was it possible to gain access so easily into these safety deposit boxes? Because usually these safety deposit boxes have very, very sophisticated locks and keys that they deploy on these safety deposit boxes. It's not just a big key like where you enter a house. It's usually a very micro lock with a micro key that you can open it. So this is very strange that this individual managed to gain access so easily into these safety deposit boxes. And you can't just hack these locks so easily. It's very, very sophisticated. You know, it will take hours and hours and hours to try and gain access. According to records, there is no indication of how long it took for this individual to gain access. Another thing to consider here is how was it possible that this individual knew exactly which safety deposit box held these expensive high-grade 120,000 carat diamonds? I mean, think about it. There's probably 500 or 1,000 safety security deposit boxes inside of this vault. He did not break open a box that contained $10,000. He did not break open a vault that contains 2 or 3 Rolexes. He did not break open a box that contained confidential documents. He broke open only this safety deposit box that contained 120,000 carats worth of high-grade diamonds to the value of $28,000. He only broke open this specific one. Now, the question is, how did he know? How did he know that that particular box, out of the 1,000 boxes there, contained these high-grade diamonds? How did he know? So, what do you think? Did the bank treat the customer fairly? What do you think? Do you think that this customer that went into the bank safety deposit boxes, do you think that this customer acted alone? Do you think that this individual had help in terms of knowing exactly when to enter the bank's safety deposits box section? Do you think this customer had help in knowing exactly which safety deposit box held the highest grade diamonds and the most valued diamonds? Do you think that this customer obtained help to understand exactly how to circumvent the bank's security procedures? What do you think about some of the facts surrounding why the bank did not have security cameras inside the safety deposit boxes, and whether they had or whether they did not have, or whether those cameras were off? What do you think? What do you think about that? And do you think that the bank treated the customer fairly? And do you think the bank did not deliver on their promise for trust and security? Let me know of your comments. Please write your comments in the comment section below. I'm very interested to hear your thoughts and your opinions on how the bank behaved, and what do you think was fair here and not. Now, this case did happen quite a while ago, but I deemed it necessary and I deemed it important for you to understand these basic cases where customers lost money and assets, and where the banks did not deliver on their promise of trust and security. And if you understand these cases here, it is going to stack up to the future upcoming videos that I'm going to present to you, where I'm going to discuss even more sophisticated cases where the bank failed to deliver on their promise of trust and security. I hope you like this program. Please subscribe to my channel. Please hit that like button, and I look forward to seeing you here at my channel soon.